Okay, hi guys. So it's been a while. Today we'll be solving LeetCode daily problem called construct k palindrome strings. So we're given a string s and an integer k. We need to return true if we can use all the characters in s to construct k palindrome string or false otherwise. So let's take a look at this example. We have a string s Annabelle, so we need to construct two palindrome using all of the character in s. Okay, so here the output is true. Take a look at the explanation. They say that you can construct two palindrome using all the character in s. So here's some of the possible construction. We can take Anna, that's one palindrome. We can take all of the other characters, and then here is ELBLE, which is another palindrome, right? And then we can also here's another variation, ANBNA and ELLE, right? And you can be greedy and just take off the word here and then left B behind, and B is also considered a palindrome since it reads backward the same as it reads forward, right? Okay, so we need to break the problem into subproblems here, right? Okay, so what is considered a palindrome? A palindrome is a string that reads backward the same as they read forward, right? And then in order to do that, then the frequency of each character, there are two options, right? Okay, so let's say there are two options when constructing a palindrome. First option is that all of the frequencies of character are even, right? For example, AABB, AEBA, or you can say ACCB, BCCAA, right? Another option is like all of the frequency are even except for one character. You can say that here A, N, B, N, A, right? N has a frequency of 2, A has a frequency of 2, and B has a frequency of 1, right? Or you can even say A, N, B, 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 and A, and that's still a palindrome, right? So there are actually only these two options, right? All of the frequency of characters are even, or all of the frequency are even except for one character, and that specific character has the frequency odd and odd frequency, right? Okay, so let's take a look at the second example. We can see that here. Let me introduce. Let's say that counters. Go to collection. Counter s, and let's just print the counter. Okay, so now let's take a look here, right? Okay, so all these frequencies are actually odd, right? And then we will need to actually put all of these characters into three groups, right? Because here the k is 3, so imagine the three substrings as three partitions that we need to put a word into it, right? Okay, so E has an odd frequencies, so basically we need to split E into So we don't even care about the even part here, right? So what we are going to say here, we need to realize here is that each of the substrings can only hold one character with an odd frequencies, right? You cannot do hold more than one character with an odd frequencies when constructing a palindrome string, right? So here the E guy will go into one group, right? Okay, so so we have three groups, 1, 2, 3, and then now the E guy will go into here. So now we come to L guy. The L guy is also a character with an odd frequencies, right? So we cannot put L into the same group as E because they will never be able to construct a palindrome. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to put L into this slot, and then the same for T, and then now let's come to C, right? Now we are running out of groups. We are running out of slots. We don't have available slot for odd frequency anymore, right? So now it's safe to say that we can return false, right? We can return false now because there's no way that I'm going to be able to construct 3 palindrome strings given these frequencies. Okay, that's actually 50% of the solution. Okay, let me show you why. Okay, so let's say that I'm going to be greedy and I'm just going to say that slot is going to be 0, and then for values in counter that values if v module 2 is not equal to 0, which means the frequency is odd, right? I'm going to increment the slot u by 1, and then afterward then I'm just going to say that return slot is smaller or equal to k, right? And just run it, and as you guys can see is giving right answer for these 3 test cases. But let's just submit it and run through all of the test case, and then you can see that it's giving wrong answer for this test case. Why? Here we are going to put C in one partition and R in one partition, right? But here's a catch. We have 5 partitions left that we haven't used, right? Okay, we need to consider the cases where we cannot fill all of the partition, right? Okay, so in almost all the cases when we can actually be greedy, and then let's say that I'm going to split each of the character into one group, right? And if I'm going to use that option, then I'm going to actually be able to create a palindrome, right? With like, let's say that the length of the string is n, right? I'm going to create n palindrome by using that option, right? Okay, and then if I'm going to do that, and then if the n is actually smaller than the k, smaller or equal than the k, then I'm going to actually return true, right? As soon as I'm going to like if I'm getting a case where the length of the string is actually smaller than k, I'm going to return true, right? And then if the length of the string is not going to be it's actually larger or is actually larger than k, then I'm going to use these options, right? I'm going to use this evaluation, right? So it's either the length of S is actually smaller or equal to k, I'm going to return true. If it's not going to be smaller or equal than k, is actually larger than k, then we cannot be greedy and then solve the problem using that option. Then I'm going to use this option where I'm going to count the number of characters with odd frequencies, and then I'm going to see if the slot I'm going to use is smaller or equal to k, right? So I'm going to say here length S smaller or equal to k. Let's use this test case. Length S is actually here. Okay, so that's it. I think, yeah, as you can see, it's pretty efficient. It's on in space, and then on in time, and on in space, right? Okay, so that's it. On time and on space, since we are going to create a counter. Okay, so that's it for today. So I hope you guys understand the solution and intuition behind it. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in next video.